And for those that don't know, women only fight 2-minute rounds.
Okay.
And shucks, I remember back in the early 90s when the Christy Martins and the
Lucille Riker.
And all them were coming to fold, and they started them out just fighting 2-minute rounds because of safety reasons, safety issues, and we're talking 30 years now, and the question is, we all saw a few months back Taylor and Serrano, two lady fighters that fought their heart out.
Yes, they did.
It was a rematch.
Yeah.
And would the fans want to see a trilogy? We're sure they would.
Yeah. I think it is. I think it's set.
It's set.
I think they're going to fight July.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the question is, and you correct me, but Serrano wants it to be 3-minute rounds as opposed to 2-minute rounds. And I believe the WBC, looking at safety, wants to keep it at 2-minute rounds.
Kenny, I hear that, but to me, that just doesn't sound right. And this is why. When we go to the gym and these young ladies are preparing themselves for a fight or a title fight, in the gyms that I go to, when they're sparring 3-minute rounds and they get a 1-minute rest. Or some of them are fighting 3-minute rounds with a 30-second rest. And in order to prepare for their fights, they're fighting 8, 10, 12, 14 rounds at this. So I understand the WBC's stance is, and what he says is that it's for safety reasons. I find that logic questionable, given that when in their preparation, they do exactly what Serrano is suggesting, for safety reasons. The bottom line is that these women are taking the same risks that the men are when they step through. Yes. And what they're saying, the men have always said, well, they only fight this and they only fight that. And what Serrano's point is, we want to be considered as champions the same as the men. So we want to fight 3-minute rounds when we wanted our fights to be 12-minute rounds. And I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Given that, let me take you back. You probably don't remember. But in 2010, a young lady by the name of Layla McCarter fought a lady named Donna Biggers, and they requested from the Nevada State Athletic Commission that they wanted the fight to be 3-minute rounds, and Nevada Commission said, yes, we will.
Yeah.
And Layla fought that first fight, women, 3-minute rounds. And you know what, Kenny? Yeah. Guess who was the referee? Guess who was the referee for that fight?
You were the referee.
No. You were the referee for that fight.
Yes.
It was held here in Las Vegas. At the Orleans. And they fought 3-minute rounds.
Yeah.
It was approved by it. And you know what? Layla fought many years subsequent to that, and she didn't suffer any noticeable damage. So the argument just doesn't hold water for me.
It doesn't, but when we talk safety, and we can go back in history a little bit, you know as well as I do, and I believe that the rule got changed from 15 rounds to title fights to 12 rounds.
When I started out refereeing, we did 15 rounds. And the referee scored.
And scored.
Yeah.
That has changed 15 rounds have changed from 15 to 12.
Right.
Glove size has changed.
Yes.
All for the safety.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I understand that, but this issue, I made a phone call and tried and wanted to talk to some ladies about this.
As did I.
The whole purpose was to see how they felt about it. I was not able to get in contact with any ladies, but I did talk to Sparkle Lee. You know Sparkle Lee. She's a referee
in New York.
Yeah. She's in the Women's International Boxing Hall of Fame. And I asked her, and she said, Kenny, as much in my travels, as much as I talk to ladies in the sport of boxing, they prefer 3-minute rounds. They prefer it. But so
and I'm saying that to say that your major rationale for not allowing this is safety, it just doesn't hold water for me.
Yeah.
Because of all of the things that we said, and because it's already been done. The precedent has already been set.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
And there was no ill effects faced about this lady.
Yes.
I contacted a young lady who was the former WBA bantamweight champion, women's bantamweight champion. And I posed that question to her.
Right.
And she said, I'd have no problem at all with fighting 12 3-minute rounds.
Right.
None at all.
No.
And this was like she was the female bantamweight champion.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, again, it just doesn't, the rationale that the WBC is utilizing just doesn't hold a lot of substance for me.
Yeah.
It just doesn't.
Yeah, and with women stepping up to 3-minute rounds, it would be, if they're capable of handling it in the gym, which they are, then why would they not be capable of handling it in a professional fight?
Yeah.
On stage.
Yeah. Well, and the other rationale that he says is, well, because it's 2 minutes and the pace is faster and the competition is quicker and harder. And I'm saying, but it's no different than the 3 minutes that they fight in sparring.
Yeah.
And some, like I said, and in some gyms, they're fighting 3-minute rounds with only a 30-second rest period. So it just doesn't hold water for me.
Yeah. Well, when 2-minute rounds, they can give more because it's just 2 minutes. Where if it's 3 minutes, they're going to have to be a little bit more
strategy-wise,
because they don't want to burn themselves out in the round.
Right.
So they have to kind of pace themselves a little bit more. It changes it a little bit, which is a good thing.
Yes. And how is that different from what men do?
Right.
That's exactly what men do. They pace themselves.
Yes.
Especially in a championship fight.
Yes.
They pace themselves.
Yes, they do.
So again, it just doesn't hold water for me.
Yeah.